Hey, what's up, traders? Watch this video here for Wednesday already. Wow, Wednesday, May 13th, showing you a daily of the SPY. Like I always start out, kind of an ugly day today in the SPY. We're still, in the grand scheme of things, holding up very well from the nasty lows back here, but still kind of an ugly day today, especially if you look at 5-minute candles. This thing just fell apart, and this part I need to take after hours off of there, but this thing's still falling in after hours. But for the purpose of this video, I don't want after hours on there. Let's try that one more time. All right. So yeah, there was the ugly close. Let's go back to the daily. If you didn't make it to chat today, still some nice calls on an ugly day. I want to highlight my favorite call of the day was Kevin P, which if he's not on your hot script, you're crazy. He should be. He spots so many good setups. For those of you that aren't in our chat room, a hot script means you can choose anyone in chat you want, add them to your hot script list. When they post something, it'll appear in a separate window and you get an audible alert. So it really makes our room a fantastic scanner. And Kevin P is definitely on my hot script list. So real quick to explain, 136 straight across is about right there. It topped out slightly above that this morning. I'm showing you about 3 days worth of 5-minute candles. And I drew a line at yesterday's high. BYND has been crazy strong lately, gapped up a little bit and was kind of flagging here. Kevin calls it long. Whole number inflection point through 136. Remember, that's not just any random whole number, but it's 136, very close to the high of day. And then you've got the next domino to fall, yesterday's high. Both of those dominoes got knocked down and it went up almost $10 from that great call. Love alerts like that. And Jane gave VTIQ through 22. Which it sold off early, then went back up through 22. Another great example. Look at that move there. So chat room's on fire. Teamwork's amazing. I'm going to show you what I'm watching for tomorrow. APT, really straight sideways, but a little extra volume today. Topped out slightly over 1410 before closing at 1384. If we get back through 14 or through today's high 1410, you got another kind of stat catalyst scenario here. But it is a pretty sideways chart. Having said that, you'd have to think part of getting the world back to work would be maybe a lot of businesses mandating masks. So that certainly is in APT's favor. Keep in mind, I don't hold anything overnight, so these are not investment ideas. We look for A-plus intraday setups based on the daily chart and news and all that other stuff, all right? So MARK, crazy strong stock, but a nasty reversal today, which makes sense if you go back about a week ago, maybe a little bit more than that, it was 61 cents. And then it broke 260 today before reversing. I don't have any kind of thesis on this one other than as a day trader, I'm going to have it on a chart, watch it trade and see if we get a low risk setup. CAPR, and by the way, market's going to be on watch for the next week or two, I'm sure. CAPR had this big pop back here, very choppy since then. Yesterday tried to curl up out of this kind of range it formed and topped out at 860. Today, topped out at 860. It closed well off its highs though, but anytime over the next week or two, and maybe tomorrow, you never know, through 860, through this 2-day high, could really get going. So I want to keep my eyes on that. BWEN, I haven't traded this thing in years, but a nice pop today. And the chart has a couple catalysts above, right? If it breaks today's high, that would be, what's today's high? 217. Then you look to the left, a couple weeks ago, it hit 225, and then you had this high back here. Not that long ago, 249. So you have a stacked catalyst scenario. I want to keep my eyes on that one. It's a lower volume stock. Doubt I'll trade it, but you never know. ALT had this gap up and really just kind of sideways chop ever since, but it's rolling up to the upside here today. And a fairly strong close in a week tape, so we're going to watch that one. MDGS gapped up here, slapped back down, gapped up again. And I talked about this one, I think, maybe a week ago. It's interesting to me, if it holds up, it might squeeze one of these days, and that's because, I'll try to pan out a little bit here, every time this thing pops up, it gets slapped down. Look at this. So when you see the gap up here, shorts are salivating, right? This is just almost a slam dunk short every time it gaps up, and it worked again here, and then it gapped up, might have had some of these shorts caught, okay? But they slapped it right back down again. But guess what? It's not heading to new lows. So if it can get going here, and I think I said the same thing on APDN, this one's looking a little better than that. And I think it topped out right at 4. So maybe through 4 tomorrow, we start knocking down these dominoes. I do think you could have some shorts trap based on this daily chart. APDN is not on my watch list, but it's another one. I think they're both Israeli stocks too. It's another one that kind of always gets slapped down. Kind of pan out a little bit here. See that? I mean, every time. It seems like a lot of the Israeli stocks do that for some reason. And then this one is actually kind of holding up pretty well. But it also did it after this gap up, and all of a sudden one day ripped. So I don't, or gapped up. This one isn't as, to me, clean looking as MDGS though, because this one's really starting to curl back up. Anyway, that's the thesis on it, is we may have some shorts caught. I'm going to keep an eye on it. Doesn't cost me anything to have it on a chart. RTTR, penny stock, but pretty strong. It had a pop back here, then a lower high, then it put in a higher high. Looked like it was rolling over, and then right back up again. So pretty strong. Going to keep my eyes on that one. AMCX buyout rumors, I believe, in this thing. Had big volume today, but closed well off its highs. Still want to have it on a chart. A couple more ISR. Nothing interesting about this chart, really, except that in after hours, it went up to over $1.10 on news. It's trading at 98 cents as I'm talking right now. So potential gap play tomorrow, and not my favorite trader. And then ARPO. Let's see where this thing is in after hours. It's at 91 cents in after hours, so another potential gap and go play. The most recent high would have been, I don't know, 2 weeks ago at 88 cents. So pre-market highs went up to $1.10. Anyway, they did have a nice headline in after hours. So with the gap up tomorrow, maybe we get an A+ setup on it. We'll also add gap plays in the pre-market tomorrow, work together as a team, and I'll see y'all in the morning.